We spoke earlier about how to organize a team of children who are all involved in drawing on the same project. Surely there's only one plan. Now we saw with the architect's drawing that in fact a plan can be very complex and may have many parts to it. And if an engineer was designing a bridge, I can assure you there'll be 30 or 40 more drawings that need to be related to that bridge.
This idea we've used previously in national exams.
Well, the different team members should draw different parts of the design that was required. Now, let's have a look at a worksheet, and this is a team activity where a set of plans is supposed to be drawn. And I have here had my artist draw a pontoon ferry crossing the stream. Now let's just look at different parts of this. Here we have a man operating a winch with a crank handle, and that is going over this pulley around there, and it is attached to that pulley, so when he winds in he's going to pull the ferry towards him. On the opposite bank we have another man at the moment standing idle, but when it's his turn to pull the ferry towards him, he will operate that crank, and the cables around these pulleys will drag the ferry backwards and forwards between these two gentlemen like that. To stop the ferry going downstream with the flow of water, we have also designed a cable system that goes from this wooden jetty to that wooden jetty through these rings on the ferry. And you may notice that the ramp of the ferry is attached by a chain, and the idea of that is so that the ramp can be raised or lowered slightly, because sometimes the river may be lower than at other occasions, so we need a flexible arrangement for this ramp to allow people to get on and off. Sometimes the river will be high and the ramp will lead down to the jetty, sometimes it will lead up. How can this be used by a team of children? The idea is that detailed plans are required here, and I've listed 5 possible plans that could be drawn by the team members. One team member could draw this in 2D, a detailed drawing of how this pulley system works in 2 dimensions. Another team member could draw the detail of how this ramp is hinged and hooked with these ferries there. Another learner could be drawing the safety rail on the side there. Somebody else could be drawing plans for this structure on the top. Notice it's got triangulation in it, it's got strong joints, it's got struts across these corners, so we've got nice strong joints and lots of triangulation. That could be drawn by another learner, and some other learner could perhaps draw the safety cable system, draw the plans for how that will work, giving the dimensions of the rings and so on. Now, as an extension activity, faster workers or more skillful learners, or those that tend to need to be challenged a little bit more, could be asked to change the design slightly. As we have it at the moment, this design requires 2 operators, and if this chap was sick, then the boat can only be pulled across to this side of the river, and that's that. So here we have to have 2 operators. So perhaps it would be better to have an operator winding a pulley while stationed on the ferry, and using the pulley here he could wind the ferry in both directions. Now my suggestion is that one of the more advanced learners could design the winding system that would be operated by a single operator standing on the ferry.